There they are. This is Rick Harsh, author of What You Should Be Buying. Never mind that. Author of What You Should Be Buying Right Now from not my press, but Zero Gram Press, The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas. Go get it. It's cheaper than I would have sold it for. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. He's like crazy with the heat, selling things cheap over there, you know. And he's got it really. He's fixed the margins. Wait, that's not the right one. Hold on. Just relax. All right. Here's the new one. This is Zero Gram Press, and you've got the margins fixed. Okay, you got the margins. You don't have that ragged right, as they call it in the business. So this is what you should be buying. But from my press, Corona Samizdat, I wanted to talk about the last 2 months or so. I don't have exact dates. In the last 2 months, we have put out, and I tell you this, I'll tell you why, if I remember. Often I forget. W.D. Clark's first novel, reprinted in this gorgeous edition. If you don't know W.D. Clark, it's time to learn him, because he's going to go down in history as one of the great Canadian authors, just like Jeff Percy. Yeah. And anyway, he's a very funny, clever man who writes with great acuity and depth of character in his own particular way. There's only one W.D. Clark, but there are lots of his books, so you can get that. This was the first about 2 months ago that I'm going by. The next one we put out was probably my own Periplus of Spur Tank Road. This is as short a novel as you'll get. I call it a novel, not a novella. It's 67 pages. It's one of my best works. It's one of my absolute favorites. It got a good nod from Stephen Moore, which is absolutely perfect for me. But I'll tell you what, something got a bigger nod from Stephen Moore, because Stephen Moore is a fan and a former friend of Chandler Broussard, former because Chandler died. But Zach Tanner wrote the best literary introduction I've ever read. I think I've shown this here before, but it's one of the most beautiful books we have. The thing is, this cover, the color here has something other than black, white, gray. And when you put a bunch of them on a shelf, there's a sort of a green maybe that comes through. I don't know. But it also has an afterword by Iris Broussard, which is just magnificent, worth the price of the book. So I like to say this is a 50-euro book, because the novel itself is worth 10. There's no question of that. It's a lot better than anyone has ever recognized, other than, a few close people. But in, big public places, no, it's like a forgotten classic of the 50s. So that's a 10-euro book for sure. The introduction is probably worth 20, but we'll call it 10 because we're nice. So that's 20. The afterword is definitely worth 10 bucks. Look, we even have pictures of Iris and Chandler here. So that's 30 bucks. But then you got the cover. Absolutely stunning cover, which is worth 20. So that's a 50-euro book. We'll give it to you for 10. It's the way we are. So that's 3. And then we put out, well, okay, let's go in order. We put out the Golden Cactus boots, but that was a limited edition that sold out. But what a gorgeous book. If you want to know how gorgeous it was, just look at the Golden Vardaman that we put out. We didn't make a lot of these. It was just, they had some extra cover paper at the press. Gold, they bought a little extra thinking we might make more golden cactus boots, but no, that was a limited edition, limited run. So I made a bunch of these. David Vardaman's An Angel of Sodom. It's an extremely beautiful edition. Finally, we got to The Philosophy of Creativity by David Miller, which a lot of people, because Miller's book is in cactus boots, and it informed the author's writing to a fairly large degree. And there's David right there. He's an old friend of mine. He's my professor. And how he and I got in the book is something that, I'm talking to lawyers. But, the more I talk to lawyers, the more I realize they'll end up in the next book. So do we want a bunch of lawyers in Philip Friedenberg's next book? Probably not. So I think I'm going to give up on the lawsuit business. I'm not even sure how I suffered, if I did. But I wonder, did we make anything else? Has anything else come out? Am I skipping something? Oh yeah. The absolute best visit to the printer came with my Australian friends, James Adler and his brother Nick, who were just, Jimmy was my first customer because his interest in The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas preceded its publication or even the idea of it in this country. And so we had him there and his brother, and we went and got two of the most beautiful books ever printed. This is, I haven't seen everything Jason Snyder's done for other people, but if he's done anything better than Voices After Evelyn, look at the difference. Everybody looks at this and says, wow, what a great cover. But now it's pocket size. The greens are better. And it is a magnificent book worth, well, you can see leaf by leaf. Chris Villa will tell you what it's all about, and he'll convince you to buy it. But I would buy it just for the cover. In fact, I bought a lot of them because we printed them, That's like buying them, isn't it? I mean, I got to pay you to print them. But then also, the author Vesna Radic from Serbia, who wrote Tender Lopolis, which has been largely ignored, came up with another one, a masterpiece of epistolary literature, like her first one, but even better. And it's just a golden gem. This time we ordered more golden paper because when we saw this, Zach Tanner did the cover, and we decided this has got to be in gold. It was going to be black and white, but it is fucking beautiful. This, more than any book I have, I would say buy it for the cover. That and Broussard's and this one. Well, actually, this one, number one. But also, you got some brilliant writing in here. This is not a mere erotic thrill. But you get erotic thrills from reading it. Now, let me just read to you. There's a few things here. There's an introduction by John Dixon, but the book starts with the invocation to Dionysus. Oh, Dionysus, daddy debauchery, duke of dope, deliver us daughters with docile domesticated dicks, delectable dykes, deflated egos, defenestrated handfuls of shit and wine by the flagon. Our cunts cry out like moonbeam song as we sacrifice pricks to your singular priapism. Pleasure us, depucillate us, ravish us with godly intercourse, in word, spirit, and intention. We drink infinitely of you without ever getting drunk. Drown me, Dio. Ah, fucking man. That is the invocation. This book is going to rock a boat somewhere. Maybe I'll get drunk and with some friends we'll go out in some stolen boat and it'll probably rock, given all the moving about and stuff. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books in 2 months that we put out. And next, this week, we've got what everybody's been waiting for. Which one? The Lift, I should say. Not everybody's been waiting for that. But we have a film that is related to The Lift, and our organization is sponsoring a full-length feature film called The Elevator Principle, and the book is called The Lift. It's by a man named Dmitry Kral, who died in 2005 in this very town where he's from, and it's a radio play. And then along with that is the book everybody's waiting for, a maximalist masterpiece by Rob Stickley called A Bended Circuity. Everybody gets that wrong. Circuity. The cover is fun. And then we have Jeff Bursey's criticism in the next week or so. Big book of criticism by Jeff Bursey, one of the best critics around, and 2 other Canadians, Nick Varro, his first novel, which has made some rounds in a self-published version, but it's now published by This Self and This Shelf and Ourselves and Corona Samizdat. And we have Lee Thompson, and I'm intrigued. I don't know much about his book. I've heard nothing but good stuff about Lee Thompson, and the book looks great. I've heard he's also a great guy, which is kind of a plus on the boner. And W.D. Clark was just like that with me, like, who is this guy? All right, I'll publish it. Fuck it. Turns out the guy's brilliant and generous, and, so the Canadians are big in our press. You may say, where are your Africans? Well, we're still looking. But we have Canadians. And male, female, doesn't matter. They're Canadians. They ain't us. They ain't like us. They're a breed of their own. And we promote Canadians, the best of them. Not the Indian killers, not the incels. We got outsells. Yeah, we can outsell anybody if we got Canadians. All right, take care. This is Rick Harsh. It will remain Rick Harsh until, and Bori Proper is coming out on the 14th exactly. And, are we going to have any money left? How do we do it? You want to know how we do it? I take no money from the press. Everything we sell goes back into the press or into royalties for other authors. That's our secret. That's how we're building the press. If we don't have any money, we can't buy any books. We can't print any books. But if we have a little money, we print a book. We don't pay Rick Harsh. We print a book. That's our secret. Now you know our secret? Do it yourselves. Do it in your region. Do it in your phone. Do it in, where am I? Okay, we'll go back here. All right. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll thank myself for being here.